live coverage of testimony by the chair and CEO of News Corporation, Rupert Murdoch, answering questions before the Levison inquiry into media practices and ethics at his companies.
So somewhere in England, the people's representatives sat down and asked questions of probably the most powerful, influential newspaper man on the planet. And he answered for 4 hours. And I'm going to edit it down and make it shorter, a little more palatable maybe for people without a lot of time. I do strongly encourage anyone to watch the whole thing, because as soon as someone edits something together and chops it down, and interpretations take place, just like in news. So this is what the room looks like. You can't tell by the other shots, but there's Robert J. and there's Justice Levison, and I suppose Mr. Murdoch sitting here, and then when the camera's on each, you can kind of see the shot. An inquiry room in England.
Their voicemails or whatever were intercepted by somebody.
Oh, yes. That was against the law, quite apart from the ethical side. It was totally wrong.
You mentioned the term cover.
I regret this greatly. The news of the world, to be quite honest, is an aberration, and it's my fault.
Have you ever instructed or encouraged your editors to pursue negative stories about competitor businesses or rival individuals?
No. I can't think of it. I mean, who, for instance?
Is that an appropriate way for a journalist to behave?
I don't know that she was offered money, but
well,
it happened.
She certainly was offered money.
Yes, but I accept that. But
Well,
you say so, and I apologize.
Do you accept that the evidence demonstrates that your company managed the legal risk by covering it up?
No, there was no attempt, either at my level or several levels below me, to cover it up. We chose to take the word of the police over the word of the Guardian. Perhaps we relied too much on the conclusions of the police.
News International were claiming, following the Guardian article, that they weren't relying merely on what the police said, but had carried out their own investigation. Were you aware of that?
Yes, it's very true. I meant to mention it before.
Would you agree, Mr. Murdoch, that reputation is a vital commercial asset which needs actively to be managed in any business?
Yes, I think that's what keeps the public relations business going.
Because one of the problems is that whereas the press hold all of us to account, politicians, even judges, there's nobody actually often holding the press up to account.
What the News of the World provided is either what the public wanted or what you believed commercially the public wanted. Is that not right?
I think that's true of any newspaper. I certainly...
That's true of any newspaper. What we provide is either what the public wants or what we think commercially they want. Journalism, fact-finding, difficult news, things that are hard, apparently not part of the stew.
Another quote from Lord Wyatt. The trouble is newspapers will bring anybody down just for the hell of it these days. They find it shows their power, titillates their readers, and helps sell their newspapers. Is he wide of the mark?
Yes, I think that's a very unkind thing.
your own lobbyists who were, as it were, on the other side, lobbying government?